Hey there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a pretty serious topic that can affect any marriage. What you should never share with your wife. Wait, before you get all confused, hear me out. We're not talking about keeping secrets or lying. It's about maintaining healthy boundaries and understanding what can harm your relationship if shared too much or too openly. A lot of husbands think sharing everything creates closeness, but sometimes it can cause unnecessary strain. Throughout this video, I'll be explaining 11 things you should keep to yourself, not because you're hiding something, but because it protects the emotional health of both you and your wife. Ready? Let's get started. Section 1. Your past relationships. Number 1. Your past relationships. We all have a history before we get married, but sharing too much about your exes, whether it's about how amazing they were or how intimate your connection was, can be dangerous. Your wife doesn't need to know every detail about your past relationships. It can lead to unnecessary comparisons. No matter how harmless you think it is, even casually mentioning an ex in a positive light can make her feel insecure. Keep your past in the past, where it belongs, and focus on your present and future together. Section 2. Your financial troubles. Next up, your financial troubles. Money issues are a big deal in any relationship, but constantly talking about how broke you are or how worried you are about finances can create tension. It's important to involve your wife in major financial decisions, but constantly worrying her about your debts, job struggles, or financial instability can only lead to stress. Instead of sharing every problem, work together to come up with solutions. If it's a major issue, discuss it. Otherwise, handle it without overwhelming her. Section 3. Your emotional struggles. Point 3. Your emotional struggles. It's completely normal to feel stressed or overwhelmed, but sharing every single emotional struggle with your wife can leave her feeling like she has to be your emotional caretaker. Your wife is your partner, not your therapist. Venting occasionally is fine, but constantly unloading your emotional baggage can put a lot of pressure on her. It's important to take responsibility for your emotions and seek professional help when necessary. Section 4. Your work stress. Point 4. Your work stress. Everyone has a bad day at work, but continuously bringing home your work stress can create a toxic atmosphere at home. Instead of telling your wife every single frustration about work, try finding healthier ways to cope. Whether it's exercising, talking to a friend, or simply having a quiet moment for yourself. While she's there for you, overloading her with work-related stress won't help either of you. Section 5. Your sexual history and fantasies. Let's talk about something sensitive. Your sexual history and fantasies. Yes, intimacy is an important part of any relationship. But sharing every detail about your past sexual experiences or specific fantasies can cause unnecessary tension. Not every past experience needs to be shared, especially if it involves comparisons. Your wife might begin to feel insecure about her own sexual appeal or wonder if she's living up to your past relationships. It's best to focus on your present intimacy and the bond you share now. Section 6. Your deepest insecurities. Moving on to point 6, your deepest insecurities. We all have things we feel insecure about, whether it's how we look, how we perform in our careers, or even how we feel about ourselves. But sharing every insecurity with your wife can have unintended consequences. While it's good to be open about your feelings, constantly voicing your insecurities can put unnecessary strain on your relationship. Your wife might begin to feel responsible for boosting your self-esteem, which can lead to burnout for her. Work on building your self-confidence and focus on lifting each other up in positive ways. Section 7. Your friends' issues and gossip. Next we have your friends' issues and gossip. Your wife doesn't need to hear everything about your friends' problems or the gossip you've heard. It's fine to share light stories about your day-to-day life, but getting into the details of your friends' drama can be exhausting. Your wife is not your sounding board for every little thing that goes wrong with your friends. Keep the drama to a minimum and respect your friends' privacy. This not only protects their confidentiality, but also reduces unnecessary stress for your wife. Section 8. Family drama. Point 8. Family drama. We all have family dynamics that can sometimes be a bit complicated. But constantly dragging your wife into every conflict you have with your family can cause tension. Of course, it's normal to talk about family issues every now and then, but if your family is constantly causing problems, try not to involve your wife in every detail. She'll appreciate you more if you handle family conflicts privately and keep the drama out of your relationship. Section 9. Your fear of losing her. Next, let's talk about your fear of losing her. While it's normal to occasionally feel anxious about the future, constantly voicing these fears to your wife can create unnecessary pressure. Your wife doesn't need to carry the burden of your constant worry about losing her. Focus on building a strong, secure relationship together. Trust that your love for each other is solid, and that there's no need to constantly reassure each other about this. Section 10. Health problems you're dealing with alone. Point 10. Health problems you're dealing with alone. While it's crucial to be open with your wife about your health, sharing every single ailment or health issue as soon as it arises might not be necessary. Small health issues or minor discomforts don't need to be shared every time they occur. However, if it's a serious health concern, definitely involve her in the conversation. But be mindful of how much you share if it's not something that impacts your daily life. Section 11. Your personal goals without her. Lastly, number 11. Your personal goals without her. It's natural to have personal aspirations, but be careful about planning your future without considering her in the process. Whether it's career plans, travel goals, or personal projects, make sure your wife is included in the conversation. Your future should be something you both build together, not just a one-sided endeavor. Conclusion. Protecting your relationship through healthy boundaries. So, there you have it, 11 things that, if shared improperly, can put your relationship at risk. It's not about keeping secrets. It's about knowing what kind of information can create unnecessary stress, insecurity, or tension in your relationship. Marriage is all about trust, understanding, and growth together. So, protect your relationship by keeping certain boundaries in place and working as a team. I hope this video has helped you reflect on your own communication style. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts.